Australia, New Zealand, Europe. It'll be sold intergenerationally, so kids from 13 to adults of 70 can sail the boat. It's that easy to sail. So very much about building a bulletproof, new, very current one design, and incorporates all my experience of some 35 years now of sailing, both professionally and boat building. So open to any questions. Also very open-minded about, the boat basically has a 3-rig configuration, and it's a little bit hard for a lot of people to get their heads around that, but basically you take the laser concept of 3 rigs, complete the whole intergenerational program of what a laser is, and the VX does that on a more technical multi-crew format. So 2 to 3 people can sail a boat versus a single man.
I'd like to say something real quick before the question. Brian, you designed with the Winter 640.
Correct.
And I just recently, I know Kevin owns one, I just recently started selling one. And the load, I want to say, that type of sailing is not as scary and as crazy as people think it is. It is 10 times easier to sail a VX or a Viper 640 than it is to sail Flying Scott or something of that type. There are no loads on your sheets. You just go faster. Flying Scott type, this type, plow. This one, and it goes. Upwind and downwind. And I just one thing I've noticed, everything that I would have changed on the Viper 640 from the 2 times I sailed it, I mean, you nailed it on this one. I mean, it just seems like the perfect platform for learning and teaching and sailing.
Many of our harbors are shallow. I was wondering if you could comment on that.
Yeah, we actually presented with the question about 15 minutes ago, and yeah, there are ways to get in and out of harbours. If you're sailing in shallow water, you're obviously limited in terms of the draft, which is 4'3". So keel down 4'3". However, there are ways to mitigate that. If you had an environment, you wanted to develop a one design class and sail the boat with a 3'8" draft, it would be possible for us to do a keel block that would hold the keel up for a more shoal scenario. The rudder is already a lifting rudder, so you can accommodate a shoal scenario. However, everyone has to deal with the same keel block scenario in that one design format.
You have extruded shaft, right? For your
Correct.
keel. You make a shorter shaft for that?
You could do that too.
It seemed like that. Yeah.
Right. One of the benefits to the VX is it has an engineered keel, which is extruded aluminum, and that keel could be made in any length for such conditions. So if you're buying a fleet of boats, for example, and you were confronted with that scenario, it would be possible to do that. Yeah, it's also hollow foil. You could add lead shot to it to give more riding arm, more stability. The boat has, if you stand on the side of the boat at the dock, you'd be quite surprised how much form stability it has. I'm 230 pounds, and the boat will heel about 15 degrees with me, at the shroud line. So it's quite stable. It won't fall over on you at the dock.
Can you raise the keel as you approach the shore?
You can on one tack. You have to pick a tack. I think
Brian, as you pointed out, if you came up with a set of blocks that would fit on each side of the keel,
right,
and then strapped it in place, you could raise the thing to a position where it would be out, say, to 3 feet or whatever.
Exactly.
Lock it in place, and then you can continue to sail. You just don't have the draft.
Right.
So it could be. There are ways to accommodate shoal draft harbors.
Yeah.
Dredging. Yeah, right. Talk to the city of Mobile about Bucks Harbor.
Yeah, the keel is, because it's hollow, it does give you some options. Having said that, I suppose the advantage too to the one design format being the depth it is, and the boat's actually optimized to what you see out here. So if you want to take a boat that has 6 inches less draft, you simply have to buy a shorter keel for it. The whole system is actually bolted together. So you actually drop the bulb off, take the keel top off, insert a shorter keel if you wanted to. And it's quite inexpensive. I mean, there's the tooling expenses is considerable, but the production expense is quite low. So as a fleet, again, I'd imagine you'd be talking a cost of somewhere around $400 for a short keel if you needed that option. Yeah, quite affordable.
What are the three different rig configurations? And which one is the one that you intend to use on the one design ISAF scale?
With this boat here is rigged to VX, what we're calling the VX1. We have an aluminum rig out there, which is there just to, it's actually our prototyping rig for the club sport. And the thought really around the club sport rig is purely experimental at the moment. It's really about what sailors want, or what clubs want, or institutions want. And it's the intention of the club sport very much is a one design, an entry-level one design sport boat concept of a lower cost, slightly more durable, at least perceivably so. I'm not sure that the perceptions around carbon are all that accurate, but you know, you could take a carbon rig and paint it, and it would last just fine in the sun. However, if you drop it on a concrete wall, you might be in for a bill. But the aluminum rig, it's a less expensive rig, but it's a Proctor Selden rig, so it's a pretty good outfit behind the manufacturing.
But the carbon rig is going to be the one design.
Carbon is one design. Carbon is the VX1 and the future Super Sport rig, which is something that we will be prototyping and testing over the next year. And our belief is that most one design sailors will gravitate to the VX1. It's a sensible, you know, performance approach to it.
I've eaten up some carbon mass and some carbon.
Right.
It takes a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in many respects, it's a lot more durable. It'll take a beating and sailing.
Wade, looking down the road on trying to find a U.S. manufacturer for your carbon.
The problem is that rigs are actually built in Sri Lanka, and Southern's, there's only about 3 or 4 shops. Selden, Proctor have a good, they're all mandrel, they're all filament wound. Selden, Southerns, and the only other candidate rim in the US at the moment would be Forte. Southern's actually the most competitive price-wise, and they've really gone after the filament wound small boat carbon rig business. So they're geared to provide that. But they're also they do the Melgus 20, they do all the Melgus boats. They do all the 49ers, they do all the 18 and 12-foot skiffs. I'm sorry? They're doing the new J70 in the same factories as doing the VX. Yeah, they're expensive, but carbon is a commodity now too, so a lot of the cost is material, which we don't have control over. The aircraft industry probably will dictate the price of these rigs. Aluminum rigs
It's a
actually,
commodity that is driven not by the sailboat market.
You just got to drink more beer, that's all.
When are the test drives, and then they don't decide if y'all are going to go to the Gulfport?
I think that's our consensus.
Yeah, we probably do the test sales starting tomorrow morning. As soon as Brace comes on tomorrow morning out of Gulfport Yacht Club, Sam is tentatively giving me approval on that. And, so, if you know, as far as interested candidates for the boat and the class, see Donnie Brennan. He's your local guy on this boat.
Yep.
I think the reason why he's saying Gulfport now is just y'all ask me, because there's not a lift here, brand new boat, all he wants to drag it off of the trailer.
Yeah, they removed the hoisting.
It's a responsive little boat that has a very nice set of simple features that are totally user-friendly. I think I can say quite comfortably that there probably aren't too many technical one designs out there that are so simply put together and put together with real
An easy
thought.
to say.
Yeah.
It's an easy boat to say.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Great piece of equipment, that's for sure.
Out of the fire.
Put it in the water.
270 square feet.
Hopefully I'll get to, maybe I can come over and get a
Actually,
ride.
we just increased the main
Tomorrow, we'll also be
This is VX1, folks.
It's a one part, so this is a continuous loop.
I understand.
This pulls the pole out and the kite up, and then you blow that cleat there. Can't quite reach it, but that cleat there, you blow that, and then you pull here. You pull here, and that sucks the kite back into the boat.
You can do it out of. Where's the hose that goes in that?
Yeah, that shoe up front.
Hey, look, right here.
You know, I've got a sock for mine. The sock's right here. The sock.
Okay. And the sock down in there, runs all the way to the back. Sucks it all the way down in there.
That's right, there's whole big holes here.
Spinnaker. Wow, that's impressive.
I can almost slide in there myself.
Think about it.
Test sand. You only raise it down. You leave it on.
Corky, I was kidding. You know that, right?
Just rest it and that. If you look on the
Me too. Me too, Dave.
Y'all behave.
All the kill.
You're not going to track the whole
Vinegar up. Good side.
and you're adding about 130 square feet of pipe.
And the bagger board, he said, then drill holes in
It's
that
too
there,
long.
and then
And you just cinch that up about 6 inches. Dragging in the water, because you actually do find that in light air,
there.
where the kite's quite close to the boat, you got that coming out, and it tends to hang in the water and skips over the water. And you can just tweak that 6 inches and fix that problem. Otherwise, you need all of that retrieval line.